So the criteria for fundraising through SSC, again, we are still talking only about the NPOs. So mandatory registration with the SSC. Listing is not mandatory. So just make a distinction of this. Why this is so? Some entities might just want to get registered, complete the first step to get onto the social stock exchange and become familiar with it. And it is expected that an NPO will eventually, after registration, will go on to listing its securities, right? And we'll understand what it entails to get your securities listed, for what purpose, etc. We'll go through that. So registration is the first step. If you register, it is not mandatory that you immediately go into listing, but the idea is that registration is a process to get familiar with the social stock exchange ecosystem, and eventually you will list a security. And fundraising through other means, you can continue. So if you have a question that if I come onto the social stock exchange, I get registered my NPO, or I even move on to, getting my security listed, what happens to my other forms of fundraising? You continue to fundraise with all those channels that you currently follow, or some new ones may emerge. So participation in the social stock exchange does not prohibit you from carrying on with other modes of fundraising. Yeah. So what are the ways in which you can fundraise through the SSC? An NPO, after registering, can raise funds through three different types. The first is the zero coupon, zero principal instrument. And there are already organizations that have done this. There are examples to look at. So this is through private placement or public issuance. We'll talk a bit more about what is the ZCZP and how do you go about it. The other is donations through mutual fund schemes, and the way it will be specified by SEBI, you will take those up. Not yet done to the best of my knowledge. And any other means that will be specified in future by SEBI.